movie kinda sucked. There was a few good moments and a few good stories, but when there's 10 main stories and I only like 3 of them, that's not a good sign. And I still didn't really care for them. I really liked the one that was almost the last one. It would have been the perfect one to end on. But instead, they decided the final story was going to be about a killer pumpkin, which you can imagine was terrible. But there was one where these kidnappers kidnapped somebody and they want $5 million. But it turns out the kid they kidnapped isn't a kid, it's a monster. And whenever it meets someone it gets attached to them and won't leave them alone no matter what. They throw it in the swamp, they set it on fire, still comes back and kills one of them. And I actually really liked the kidnappers. They were an entertaining duo, so it sucked when Dutch died. But at least that was like the end, because Dutch died. 20 seconds later, the thing's over. So, oh well. Then there's one about this kid that gets told he needs to do a prank because he's old enough to do a prank. And he tries to egg this house because he gets peer pressured into doing it. And it goes wrong because the guy comes out right when he's about to do it. And he decides that the one character is gonna dress up like him and do a bunch of bad shit. And that montage was actually very funny. They go around shooting people to get candy. There's one where there's a dentist that doesn't like giving people candy, so they sharpen the toothbrush and they stab him with it. And then there's one where they stop this girl to take her car, and she's a celebrity, so they stop for an autograph before they kill her. It was a pretty funny one. Then the first one, I think it was the first one anyway. There is one where they tell this kid about a story where this kid he would always went trick-or-treating, but his parents would never let him have candy because they thought he would get fat and lazy. But they let him go trick-or-treating to get candy. And that confused me. But they decided to tell him. They decided to tell him why it happens. Because the parents do. They eat the candy. And he got so mad he killed them. And he tried candy for the very first time. He really liked it. He ate all of the candy. Even ate the candy out of them that they ate, which is nasty. Anyway, as you can see where this is going, the babysitter and her boyfriend decide to eat all of the kids' candy, and they didn't save any. And part of the story I forgot to tell you about was that you're supposed to save some of the candy for him. It's part of the legend. You're supposed to share. He left one candy bar out and it was a full-size one too. But of course they both get killed and the kid survives. And we actually see the monster. But for some reason I think they try and make it seem like the kid did it. Like not even, tricking the audience. They just change it for some reason, because it looks like the monster was actually real and it killed the 2 people and the story was actually real. But he's like, they ate all my candy. And then it ends. Then there's another one that was really boring that didn't even really do anything. There's this kid, his parents got set on fire by these 3 douchebags when he was a little kid. And they're still douchebags messing with people. And it just kind of ends with them getting killed. There's nothing really happens. One of the douchebags, though, is the one guy from Descendants, not Cameron Boyce. And it's not Prince Charming or whatever. It's the one guy. I don't know his name. He also played, I can't think of the X-Man's name right now. Well, he played an X-Man in Days of Future Past. And, yeah. Then there's other stories, but, they're not very good either. Okay, there's actually one that was very confusing that I just remembered. There's these 4 friends on the couch. One's drunk, one is smoking, and the other 2 are just kind of there. Anyway, they're giving out treats and shit because, this whole thing's about Halloween. And eventually, one time they go to the door and they get stabbed. And then it just goes all downhill from there. But then it kind of ends making it look like those 4 friends were the bad guys. They don't really explain anything. She just goes through her phone, deletes some pictures that just kind of look like Halloween pictures. But apparently, they were torturing kids or something. And those kids came back to get revenge. One of them was missing an eye. And one of the pictures, the dude was smiling and he had an eye in his hand. But it didn't even look creepy. It just, looked like a Halloween decoration or something. But that's what happens when the practical effects aren't the best. But, yeah. It ends with her getting stabbed in the head with an axe and getting called a sicko. So, I guess they were actually the bad guys. I don't know.